Namaste. Really excited to announce. Don't know if the brother knows it or not. He just had a question, but I've been getting so many inquiries and donations and questions coming in to the PayPal account that's connected to 13 signs plural at gmail.com. And I'm not promoting that to sound weak at all or to sound like I'm just begging you for money. I'm saying thank you for the money that you've donated and the questions that you've been asking, because this now opened the door for us to go ahead and get into securing a sovereign Visa account and doing this off the grid. What do I mean by this? When you have a Visa card, I think I might have one on me, I'm not sure. Yeah, here's one. When you have a Visa card similar to this one, I used to work for a couple credit card companies, so I know a little bit about the back end. You have 16 digits, right? And most visas start with, well, all visas start with a 4. Most people know that. And it's 16 digits. And those digits and those numbers link to different lands. In order for them to use digits and units, they have to have a contract, a land contract, in order for them to secure that. So what I do is that I do what they would do to create a Visa card physically. I do this on a virtual level. I can do this without speaking, talking about what I'm doing. I don't have to have paperwork or contract or anything like that, because of the fact that I know the links and the connections and how Visa was set up. And you have to have a certain access level, of which I did a ritual to be able to gain access to that level. And in that ritual, what happens is this. The ritual was created in English, right? And people thought it was just an occult ritual. And I did some research on it. When I say the ritual, it's people that know that I did this ritual. And it was in Florida a few years back. I did a ritual with the particular being out of the Necronomicon. And most people think that this particular being, this is just some occult, mumbo jumbo. But when you get into researching it, what you'll find out is that this entity or this particular ritual goes back to the beginning of what's called money, when they created money. And this same entity was used when you get into the actual numbers, because each entity has a number that is ruled by, and characters that has a secret name that you have to pronounce to activate it. When you research these names and decode these numbers with a mathematical code that I have created, that I'll eventually teach you guys, you'll find out that they're not really just talking about entities and accessing money in abundance from just mumbo jumbo, but these are actually security codes and passwords to different places on this earth that have commodities that we haven't even discovered yet. Places that have gold halls, gold roads. You don't think these places exist, but they do. And what I'm saying here is that what I'm going to do with the little bit of finance that I've secured so far, I'm thanking everybody, because I'm going to go ahead and get deeper into the research aspect of figuring out how to actually link up these particular lands through various different internet properties that I have online, so that I can keep monetizing with you guys. Like today, we did so great, and the day's not even started yet. We've already monetized over $5,000 today, like for instance, in credit. So money keeps coming or whatever. And as far as the credit, even when we get small donations, the credit keeps coming. It keeps turning over. And what happens with that credit is that you begin to Visa commodities. You begin to Visa water. If you Visa on a high level, you can get interest, and not only that, stake and ownership in water. And that's what we're working on. So the brother that donated, he's from Israel. It looks like he's from Israel, but he's actually based in where I'm based at right now, of which I don't reveal where I'm based at, but he's based where I'm based at now. Where we're based at, there's a secret, and we all know it, about water. Right here where I'm based at. And I'm working on a blueprint to use this water and turn it into credit. When I turn this water into credit, it's going to eventually turn into money. We'll begin to trade on the stock market and stuff. We've already been betting with it, doing pretty good. Got a couple bets with a couple teams or whatever. So I'm not going into the whole plan here. What I'm really doing here is just sending a thank you and to let you know what's about to happen next. As far as like with this channel or whatever, and as far as like what we're doing with this channel. Because like I said, we don't monetize as far as on a contract level, but we do monetize on a street level or on a commodity level. So this underground network that I'm speaking of, I'm gonna have to go more into it. And what I plan on doing based on donations, and if they keep coming in the way they've been coming, is that I'm gonna do videos in each part. I've already done videos in majority of the locations, but I'm gonna redo videos in each part and actually show you stat from Z to A is what I call it, on how to secure this thing, and not how to do it, but where to do it. That's a better way to do it. Now, I can't teach you everything on how to do it unless we physically meet, but where to do it. Reason being is because you got haters, agents and shit. They'll send people to try to assassinate you. They got people right out here now trying to assassinate me. I mean, what I'm talking about isn't your little $5 million record deal or $10 million record deal. This is going to be a pretty lucrative contract. I don't even want to tell you the figure because I don't want to make anybody get weirded because they looking at my views and they don't understand. But it's like my views are worth a lot because the people that watch me are worth a lot. So when I start stating certain figures, they may look at me like I'm crazy because they like, you can't get that kind of money getting those kind of views. But I have a lot of stuff that I do on the side, and I'm into dark investments. I'm a dark investor, so everything I do is in the black market. I fund corporations and attempt to fund corporations and keep my money like that because of the fact that I'm a sovereign. This is how I choose to move with it. Somebody has to be the land holder, essentially is what it is. The land holder in sports, the land holder would be the person that has the worst record, believe it or not. That's the land holder. That's the bar. So someone has to be the land holder. So in what I'm doing, believe it or not, I'm funding people that's way more richer than me. But in the process of me doing that, being a land holder, I'm becoming very wealthy and very abundant. And I want you guys to do the same. So it's a little bit of credit for the donations. Every time I say someone's name, it's credit. So I appreciate everything that you guys have been doing. I'm going to go ahead and get out of town and get out the country, believe it or not. I'll try to get up with you. Don't know how that's going to go, but I'll keep you posted on my next episode on we're going to be going into how to actually measure water levels. Not just measure it, but like be able to know where the water is going next, because this will help you to understand what teams to bet on. That's all they doing when they winning and losing is who's winning water and who's losing water. That's all it is. So we'll go into more. Namaste.